Classification is grouping of organisms in different categories based on their characters. These categories are called as taxa. So taxa is any category at any level of taxonomic hierarchy. For example, animals, mammals and dogs are taxa at different levels. Hierarchy of various category or linear hierarchy is the arrangement of categories in ascending, that is from species to kingdom, or descending order, that is from kingdom to species. In this hierarchy, there are 7 obligate categories like kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, and species. And 11 are intermediate categories. So there are total of 18 categories. This diagram is depicting the 7 obligate categories. Highest one is kingdom, followed by phylum or division, then class, then order, then family, then genus, and then species. So now we will discuss each of these categories one by one. So first is species: Mangifera indica, Solanum tuberosum and Panthera leo. In these examples, indica, tuberosum and leo represent species of mango, potato and lion. So species is a genetically distinct and reproductively isolated natural population. Meyer 1964 defined species as a group of actually or potentially interbreeding populations that are reproductively isolated from other such groups. But interbreeding can't be taken as a sole criteria for defining a species because there are many reasons. Like asexually reproducing organisms doesn't fulfill the criteria of interbreeding. There are many hybrid complex very well known in nature. For example, black duck Anas rubiripes and mallard duck Anas platyrhynchus breed very oftenly, and they belongs to different species, but still they interbreed very often. Next is mule, hinny, tigon, liger. So we can't define a species on the basis of any single character. So here are some criterias for defining a species. The members of a species should freely interbreed and produce fertile offspring. They should be derived from a common ancestor. They exhibit morphological resemblance, similar anatomy, similar karyotype, genetic similarity, and similarity at molecular level. Subspecies, varieties, and races. These are inferior categories below the level of species. And varieties and races are informal categories, and this is the last formal category of taxonomic hierarchy. So subspecies word is commonly used by zoologists. Variety is commonly used by botanists. So subspecies or variety is a collection of populations occupying a distinct breeding range and diagnosably distinct from other such populations. For example, Corvus splendens splendens or Indian crow, Corvus splendens insolens, or Burmese crow, Corvus splendens protagatus is Sri Lankan crow. All these are different subspecies of crow. And race is another informal term which means a group of individuals within a species forming nearly a permanent breed. Next category is genus. Genus is an assemblage of related species. It can be monotypic, that is having a single species, or it can be polytypic, that is having more than one species. For example, in Mangifera indica, Solanum nigrum, Panthera leo, Mangifera, Solanum and Panthera are different genus. Next category is family. It is an assemblage of related genera. For example, in family Felidae, various genera occurs like Felis belonging to cats, Panthera belonging to leopards, etc. Family Canidae involves genera like Canis, which is having wolves, and Vulpes, which is having foxes, etc. Next family is Solanaceae, which is having Solana, Petunia, Nicotiana, etc. Next category is order, which is an assemblage of related families. For example, in order Polymoniales, various families occurs like Solanaceae, Convolvulaceae, Polymoniaceae, etc. In order Carnivora, families like Felidae, Canidae, Ursidae, etc. occurs. Next category is class, which is an assemblage of related orders. For example, in class Dicotyledons, various orders like Rosales, Passiflorales, and Sapindales occurs. In class Mammalia, orders like Rodentia, Chiroptera, Cetacea, etc. occurs. Next category is division or phylum. The word division is commonly used by botanists, while the word phylum is commonly used by zoologists. And a division or a phylum is an assemblage of related classes. For example, phylum Chordata, it involves class like Mammalia, aves, Reptilia, etc. And division Spermatophyta involves 7 classes of gymnosperms and 2 classes of angiosperms. Next, in the highest level of taxonomic hierarchy, which involves kingdoms like Plantae, involving all the plants, Animalia, involving all the animals, etc. Now we will have a look over taxonomic aids. So taxonomic studies require collection, characterization, identification, classification, and nomenclature. Sources of taxonomic studies involve live specimens. You may find live specimens at botanical gardens, national parks, zoological parks, etc. and preserved specimens which you may find at herbaria or museums. So first we will talk about a herbarium. What is a herbarium? It's a storehouse for plant specimens on herbarium sheets. The plants are generally dried, pressed and preserved on herbarium sheets. These sheets also carry label having information about date, place of collection, local and scientific name, collector's name, etc. Largest herbaria in world, which is situated at Museum of Natural History, Paris, which is having nearly 10 million specimens. And here are some pictures of this museum. Other major herbaria of the world: Royal Botanic Garden, England, which is having nearly 6 million species. Botanical Garden of Peter the Great or Komarov Botanic Garden having 5.7 million species. Conservatory and Botanical Garden, Geneva, having 5 million species. Largest herbarium in India is Acharya Jagdish Chandra Bose Indian Botanic Garden, which is situated at Calcutta. And some pictures are here. Other major herbaria in India are Herbarium of the National Botanical Research Institute, Lucknow, Herbarium at Tamil Nadu Agricultural University, Coimbatore, Forest Research Institute, Fry, Uttarakhand. Now we come to museums. So museums are places where artistic and educational materials are displayed for exhibition to public. Some major natural science museums are Natural History Museum, London, Museum of Natural History, Paris, National Museum of Natural History, US, Field Museum of Natural History, Chicago, Forest Museum, Andaman and Nicobar Island, National Museum of Natural History, Delhi, Indian Museum, Kolkata. Next is Botanical Garden. A botanical garden is a place dedicated to the collection, cultivation and display of a huge array of plants labeled with their botanical names and family names. First real botanical garden was established by Theophrastus. Largest botanical garden across the world in terms of diversity is Royal Botanic Garden, London. Other major botanical gardens are Longwood Gardens, Philadelphia, USA, Main Botanical Garden, Moscow, Acharya Jagdish Chandra Bose Indian Botanic Garden, Kolkata, Lloyd Botanical Garden, Darjeeling, National Botanical Research Institute, Lucknow, Lal Bagh Garden, Bangalore. To conserve wildlife, Indian government enacted Wildlife Protection Act 1972 for protection of plants and animals. Before 1972, we had only 5 national parks. Under this law, national parks and sanctuaries or biosphere reserves can be created. Other agencies involved in wildlife conservation are Bombay Natural History Society, established in 1883, Botanical Survey of India, established in 1890, Zoological Survey of India, established in 1916, Wildlife Protection Society of India, established in 1994. So protected areas for wildlife conservation are national parks, zoological parks, sanctuaries, biosphere reserves. National parks. An area which is strictly reserved for wildlife conservation is known as national parks. In these areas, tree cutting, cultivation, etc. or other humanly activities are not allowed. Private ownership is also not allowed. These are set up for preserving flora, fauna, landscapes, and historic objects of an area. According to IUCN, worldwide there are 6,555 national parks. And world's first national park was Yellowstone National Park, USA. Major national parks across the world: Northeast Greenland National Park, Greenland; Great Barrier Reef Marine Park, Australia; the Great Limpopo Transfrontier Park, South Africa. Major national parks in India. In India, there are total 105 national parks. Jim Corbett National Park, Uttarakhand is the oldest national park. Hemis National Park, J&K is the largest one. Desert National Park, Rajasthan is second largest. Gangotri National Park, Uttarakhand is third largest. And 105th national park is Dehing Patkai, situated at Assam. Zoological parks. These are the areas where animals are housed, cared, and displayed to public. The zoo movement in India began in 1855 when first zoo was set, and this was set in Chennai. Major zoos across the world: San Diego Zoo, California; Henry Dorley Zoo and Aquarium, USA; National Zoological Gardens of South Africa; London Zoo, which is oldest scientific zoo as well. Major zoological parks in India: Sri Venkateshwara Zoological Park, Tirupati, Andhra Pradesh; Nandakanan Zoological Park, Odisha; Indira Gandhi Zoological Park, Visakhapatnam, Andhra Pradesh; Mahendra Chaudhary Zoological Park, Chhatbir, Punjab; National Zoological Park at Delhi. Next is wildlife sanctuaries. These are the areas reserved for wildlife conservation with permitted human activities as long as they are harmless for wildlife. So there are total 553 wildlife sanctuaries in India, and major wildlife sanctuaries in India are Dibang Wildlife Sanctuary, Arunachal Pradesh; Garampani Wildlife Sanctuary, Assam; Gir Wildlife Sanctuary, Gujarat; Sariska Tiger Reserve, Rajasthan; Trikuta Wildlife Sanctuary, J&K. Now we will have a look over some points about Kaziranga National Park. In 1905, it was designated as Proposed Forest Reserve. In 1908, it was designated as Reserve Forest. In 1916, it was designated as Kaziranga Game Sanctuary. In 1950, it is promoted to Kaziranga Wildlife Sanctuary, and in 1968, it is promoted to Kaziranga National Park. Any wildlife sanctuary can be promoted from wildlife sanctuary to national park, but a national park can't be degraded from national park to wildlife sanctuary. Biosphere Reserve. It includes terrestrial, marine, and coastal ecosystem. Concept of Biosphere Reserve is evolved with Man and Biosphere Program of UNESCO. According to this program, there are total 701 sites across the world preserved as biosphere reserves. Biosphere reserves are protected areas established for conservation of wildlife. In these areas, multiple use of land is permitted for particular activities. It consists of three zones. First one is core zone, where no humanly activity is allowed. Next is buffer zone, where limited human activities are allowed. And last one is manipulation zone, where several human activities are allowed. In India, there are total 18 biosphere reserves, and this map is showing the location of various biosphere reserves. And this is the list of biosphere reserves in India along with their location and year of establishment.